Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a beautiful Saturday or just loving your life wherever I'm catching you in your week. I wanted to come on quickly and just really do a 15-minute live stream. I know that that's something I say I'm going to do. Don't always do it. I am really committed, though, to doing this live stream, and I actually only have 15 minutes, so we're going to do it in 15 minutes. And I want to talk to you about strengthening your nervous system. So this conversation is really important for those of us that have really big dreams, aspirations, visions for our lives, and we know that it's going to require us to actually show up differently, put ourselves in unfamiliar situations, do things we don't know how to do, fail, be embarrassed, and all this stuff that can feel really icky and hard and heavy on our nervous systems. And what we don't want to do is just throw ourselves to the wolves, dive headfirst into a situation that is going to potentially be triggering, or that's going to potentially be just, a lot for us to handle. And then it goes really poorly. We don't have the resources to support ourselves. We decide that we're not cut out for whatever it is that we want to do. And then we retreat back and we give up entirely. So that's the opposite of what I want everyone in my community to be doing. I want everyone in my community to know that they have the tools to move through an unfamiliar situation, to do things they've never done before, to show up and take bold, courageous action. And, in the personal development world, there's a lot of emphasis on, take action, move forward, do your, inspired action if you're in the manifestation world. But there's not a lot of people talking about how to actually take the action in a way that is sustainable for your nervous system. So that's what we are discussing today. The tool I want to give you today is really just this understanding of the window of tolerance. So the window of tolerance is a concept that describes how much discomfort your nervous system can be in before you go over the edge and it's no longer growing you, it's no longer stretching you, it's no longer actually helpful, and you've transitioned into this place where it's like hurting you, it's harmful, it's potentially traumatic. So everyone has a window of tolerance. And, in other fields, sometimes they'll talk about this as your growth edge versus, basically the point is your growth edge versus when you've gone too far, your comfort zone, and then we've got your growth edge, and then we've got the point at which you've gone too far and your nervous system can no longer handle what it is that you're doing. So let me know if you're here live in the chat, if you've ever heard this concept before, if you're kind of familiar with it, if you are absolutely unfamiliar with it. And either way, I just want to make sure that you have a clear understanding of how to know what your window of tolerance is and how to increase your window of tolerance. Because as you increase your window of tolerance, that is going to really strengthen your nervous system in the ways that it needs to be strengthened, so that you can put yourself in unfamiliar situations and take bold, courageous actions in a way that actually stretches you, actually grows you, and actually helps you move forward and achieve the goals, the desires, the dreams that you have for your life. So everyone has, like I said, your comfort zone, your growth edge, which is really where we want to be playing if we are aspirational people, if we have big dreams and goals. And then there's the point at which it's gone too far. How to know what your specific window of tolerance looks like. I want you to reflect back on a vision, a dream, a goal that you have for your life that hasn't come true yet. So if it's an amount of money that you want to make, a way that you want to be making money, if this could apply to something that has nothing to do with money, if there's a certain relationship that you want to have, if there's a place you want to live, whatever it is, something that you desire but that is not true for you. So identify that thing. Start to think now about what the different steps you might try to take are to move you forward to that thing. So what are some steps you could try to take? They might be guaranteed to work. They might not be guaranteed to work. It could be, starting a business Instagram account. It could be giving notice at a job that you're currently in. It could be putting yourself on a dating app if you're looking at like relationships, whatever it is. Brainstorm some actions that you would try taking if you were moving in that direction. These might be some things you're already doing. These might be things you're not. Looking at that list, determine for yourself which of those things feel like unapproachable completely. Like there's no way that I could see myself doing this. This is a huge block for me. I would need to basically be a completely new person to actually do this, to actually show up in this way. Just being curious, knowing what that category is. Also, you want to look at which of these things are like, okay, boom, I can do this tomorrow. That's totally fine. No change needed. And then you'll probably have some stuff that's like, it's nuanced. It's in the middle. All we want to do is sort out your action steps into those 3 categories, into those 3 buckets. And that is just going to be a very clear demonstration for you of these are the things that are in my comfort zone. These are the things that are probably on my growth edge, like the things in the middle, it would require a little bit of an adjustment, but it's not like a massive like self-concept shift. And then the things where you're like, that feels completely inaccessible to me. I would have to be a whole new person in order to do this. This doesn't even feel like me anymore if I'm doing this. Those are signs that those are things that are just outside your window of tolerance for right now. So this is all about creating awareness. This isn't about judging yourself or shaming yourself or telling yourself that your window of tolerance should be different. Honestly, from this exercise alone, you will have a lot of information about things you could be doing differently that are just small, subtle tweaks that don't even require you to make a massive, self-concept overhaul. They're just little things that you can implement here and there that will immediately start moving you forward. And so go do those things. It could just be that you hadn't sat down to think about it and now you have. And so go start doing the things that are in that that are in that category of like the comfort zone, like the things that, 100% I could totally do this today. For the things that feel more nuanced or they're kind of in the middle, like maybe I could see myself doing them, maybe I couldn't. The thing that you want to do is start taking those actions as well. Pick 1 or 2 things off that list, start doing it, and notice what comes up for you as you do. Notice the vulnerability that arises, notice the thoughts that you're thinking, notice how you feel. Just become curious, become aware what's going on for me internally as I find myself taking these actions that are like a little bit edgier, that I know will grow me, but that don't feel like perfectly comfy to do right now. So just notice, be curious, and support yourself as you feel different feelings. Let yourself feel them. Don't shame them. Don't judge them. Be patient with yourself, but be committed to actually showing up and taking those actions, because taking those actions is actually going to grow your window of tolerance in and of itself. As you show yourself, I did this thing that I thought would be a little scary, but I did it, I completed it, I checked it off, and I was there for myself even if it did get scary. I was there for myself even if it, didn't feel awesome the whole time. Like, that's how you build rapport with yourself, and that's how you really start to develop that sense of I can do things that are uncomfortable. I can do things that are unfamiliar, even if it brings up discomfort, even if it puts me in a place where, I'm having some emotions come up that I'm not used to, or emotions that come up that don't feel great. I know what to do with myself when those things arise. This is really how you day to day increase your window of tolerance. It's not like taking action that feels slightly scary but attainable, that you can do if you really get patient with yourself, get compassionate with yourself. That is the tool that I really want to leave you with, because I know that if you can start to show up differently little by little each day, and you can make those commitments that feel a little bit on edge, but you can show up, you can meet yourself there, that is going to just prove to yourself over time, I can handle this, even if it's a little weird, even if it's unfamiliar, even if I'm not used to this, I can do it. Now, the thing that we're going to resolve and just wrap this whole thing up with a bow, is how to actually hold space for yourself and sit with yourself as the uncomfortable emotions come up, as they emerge, because they will, right? That's the purpose of this category, is this would cause a little discomfort. This would be a little funky feeling. So as the funky feelings come up, as it starts to feel sticky and complicated in your inner world, what are some things you can actually do if you're not used to holding space for yourself, or if it feels like unattainable to do so? There's a breathwork practice that I love, that if you're in any of my programs, you've heard me teach. It is called skull cleansing breath, and it really is just clearing out any of that like emotional or mental discomfort, and just giving you that moment of peace and clarity, and like opening you up to what else is possible. So skull cleansing breath is very simple. The way that you do it is I like to place some hands on my low belly. And if you're not able to do breath work right now because you're like multitasking, that's totally fine. I'm really just going to explain the technique, and then you can actually run off and do it, on your own. Make some time to do it today or tomorrow just to see how it feels. But I like to place hands on my belly. And then what you want to do to get into the motion of it is actually to practice panting like a dog. So just, if you're, listening on the podcast, you're going to have to visualize for yourself what that would look like. Practice panting like a dog. Your diaphragm is going to be pumping in and out. You can do this very gently at first. This doesn't have to be like a forceful motion, but you want to make sure that you're having that rhythmic like pumping going on. And the way that you complete the practice is you seal your lips and you do it all in and out of your nose. So skull cleansing breath looks and sounds like this. So my lips are sealed, I'm breathing in and out of my nose, but I'm still doing that like pumping motion with my diaphragm as I breathe in and out. This is a deeply clarifying, deeply purifying, just cleansing breath. It's incredibly helpful when you feel like your emotions are all over the place and you need to just kind of ground and get clarity. You can do that for 5 minutes, but I would not really go. If you're doing 5 minutes, what I would do is I would do maybe 30 seconds, take a little break, do 30 more seconds, take a little break, and you can go on and on for 5 minutes. You could do that. You could just do 30 seconds. You could set a timer for 30 seconds on your phone, do it and see how you feel. The point is to make this practice your own, see what works for you. And again, I wouldn't do this for longer than 5 minutes, and make sure that you're doing rotations. Like you're doing 30 seconds, take a break, 30 seconds, take a break, and let it really just come to you how your body best wants to work with this practice. I will say, before you run off and do it, if you have cramps, if you are pregnant, or if you have any kind of high blood pressure or heart complications, I would not recommend working with this technique in particular. What I would recommend is working with a box breathing or something that is more gentle and in no way is going to aggravate your diaphragm, because we just want to make sure that we're doing everything safely and that we are, the point of the practice is to heal, right? We don't want to do anything that could cause any physical harm. So if you're pregnant, if you have cramps, if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure, do a box breath with the intention to clear whatever emotion is coming up. And really not this isn't to eliminate your emotions as if they're bad and you need to like fix them, but it's to create a distance from them so you can see them and hold them. And it's to give you that moment of perspective and clarity. So after you work with this breath, let's say you do a session of 5 minutes, I encourage you to sit there in meditation for like 5 to 10 minutes longer and just observe what's going on in your mind and in your body. And what you will notice is that even if you are still feeling discomfort or you're thinking thoughts that don't feel great for you, you will have distance. Like I said, you'll have a perspective, you'll have a way of looking at them and relating to them that's very gentle, that's very compassionate, and that gives you a path forward. So this is literally the technique that I give to all of my students and clients. It is in almost every program I have, if not all of them. And it is the technique that I use the most when I need to sit with myself after I've done something scary and I either don't know what the result is going to be, or I do know what the result was and it wasn't the result I wanted, and I'm needing to kind of sit with myself. So just to summarize all that we talked about just now, get to know your window of tolerance using that exercise. Create those categories of like, this is my comfort zone, this is my growth edge, this is stuff that is completely outside the comfort zone and the growth edge, this is outside my window of tolerance entirely. So create those buckets. Start doing the comfort zone things just effortlessly, and then incorporate one or two of those growth edge things, and then make space as you do to notice your thoughts and feelings and process them using either your favorite tool or process or this skull cleansing breath technique that I just taught you that will greatly assist you in just healing, clearing, and having the courage to get back up and to continue moving forward. I did it. We did a 15-minute live stream. I'm so grateful to you all for hanging out for a little bit. I'm really excited to share this out on replay and with the podcast. Okay, I love you a lot. I hope you have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I'm sure we'll see each other again sometime soon. Bye.